Did y'all know that the Bible is really stupid? What is up, you sinners and saints, you godless people, you? Welcome back to The Rage. I am the Raging Atheist. And today we're going to be looking at one of the dumbest stories in the entire Bible. First, gotta send that shout out to my patrons. You guys are the shit. Your support is the only income coming in for this channel due to my demonetization. The demonetization has killed me in the algorithm. So your support means everything. Alright, I promised you guys the dumbest story in the Bible. You might recognize it.
One day, Jehovah God came to Noah.
Noah.
Oh, my Lord.
That is exactly right. We are now into Genesis chapter 7. One of the stupidest things I have ever read about the global flood that never happened. Genesis chapter 7 starts, "The Lord then said to Noah, 'Go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation. Take with you 7 pairs of every kind of clean animal, a male and its mate, and 1 pair of every kind of unclean animal, a male and its mate. And also 7 pairs of every kind of bird, male and female, to keep their various kinds alive throughout the earth. 7 days from now, I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made.' And Noah did all that the Lord commanded him." Alright, so here we have God ordering Noah into the ark, as well as all of the animals. And instead of just 2 of every kind of animal, which would have still been impossible as fuck to fit on that ark, we are finding out that it's only 2 of all the unclean animals. The clean animals, there are 7 each. 7 times more. 7 times more impossible to fit on this fucking ark. And again, how come nobody's talking about Noah's mental condition here? He's literally hearing a voice in his head telling him that everything on the earth is about to be wiped away, and Noah's just going along fine and dandy. Noah was 600 years old when the floodwaters came on the earth. And Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives entered the ark to escape the waters of the flood. Pairs of clean and unclean animals, of birds and of all creatures that move along the ground, male and female, came to Noah and entered the ark, as God had commanded Noah. And after the 7 days, the floodwaters came on the earth. Alright, so not only is God interfering with the free will of man by killing fucking all of them, not only is God interfering with the free will of animals by killing fucking all of them, God is now interfering with these animals' lives by making them go onto the ark. He has clearly taken control and brought these animals from all over the world to somehow magically fit on this ark when there was no possible way they could actually do so. But here we have magic. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the 2nd month, on that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened, and rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Alright, and this is the passage that Christians like to use to apologize for the impossible situation that Genesis is laying out for them. So they say, well, it wasn't just 40 days and nights of rain, it was also all the water from inside the planet bursting forth and drowning everything. And, you know, it's not a good apologetic because we know that there's not enough water inside of our earth to do that. Not even if it's raining 40 days and nights, torrential rains, there's not enough water to cover the entire globe, to cover the mountains of the entire globe. It's just an impossibility. And we know this because of science. On that very day, Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, together with his wife and the wives of his 3 sons, entered the ark. They had with them every wild animal according to its kind, all livestock according to their kinds, every creature that moves along the ground according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, everything with wings. Pairs of all creatures that have the breath of life in them came to Noah and entered the ark. The animals going in were male and female of every living thing, as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut him in. Alright, so we have God using God's magical powers to bring every animal from across the face of the earth somehow, some way to Noah's ark to be saved. Because he has to destroy everything because he realized he hated humankind. So he's going to destroy all the animals because of what the humans did. But then he changed his mind and said, you know what, we're just going to do a do-over. You know, I'm a perfect God, so of course I get a mulligan. And that's what this is. This is a story of a fucking mulligan, and people believe it. And you know what happened after God himself shut in Noah, his family, and all those fucking animals? God brought the rain, yo. I mean, seriously, what kind of vindictive God do you worship that you can justify to yourselves that this behavior is acceptable, and not only acceptable, but needed and warranted? What kind of person do you have to be to follow this genocidal God? I'm asking for a religion. For 40 days, the flood kept coming on the earth, and as the waters increased, they lifted the ark high above the earth. The waters rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the water. They rose greatly on the earth, and all the high mountains under the entire heavens were covered. The waters rose and covered the mountains to a depth of more than 15 cubits. And here we have proof that the Bible clearly isn't divine, proof that the Bible clearly isn't giving an accurate depiction of history. We know that this flood was not global, that it was local, and that would be some apologetic that some apologists use. But let's check it out right here. It says quite clearly that the waters rose and increased greatly on the earth. It said that all the high mountains under the entire heavens were covered. The entire heavens, the entire planet was covered. And we know that this isn't the truth. We know that geology has proven that there was no global flood that shaped the topography of the earth. This is science. Genesis is inaccurate. Genesis is fantasy. Oh, yeah, and it's also fucking stupid. Every living thing that moved on land perished. Birds, livestock, wild animals, all the creatures that swarm over the earth, and all mankind. Everything on dry land that had the breath of life in its nostrils died. Every living thing on the face of the earth was wiped out. People and animals and the creatures that move along the ground and the birds were wiped from the earth. Only Noah was left, and those with him in the ark. So here we have verification of the genocide. Here we have verification of the instability of Noah's mind and the family of Noah's. These people were quite willing to allow God to carry out this genocide. These people could have saved as many as possible. These people chose not to do so. These people chose to listen to a homicidal, genocidal God. I mean, just imagine that. Imagine all those people dying a horrible, horrible death, drowning, their lungs filling with water, every human on the face of the planet, because God, who has chosen not to live among them, disfavored or disliked their actions. The waters flooded the earth for 150 days. All right, so not only do we have a very stupid story that goes against what science tells us, goes against what our own common sense should be able to tell us, and we have a story about a God that hates everything and everyone it had ever made. And this God is supposed to be perfect. Now, I know a lot of Christians will tell me that I'm not supposed to read this Bible literally, but most Christians do. And a great chunk, a great percentage of American evangelicals believe this story literally, believe that the earth is only 6,000 years old. So, why you mad at me and not them? Another thing they like to tell me is that these ancient fucking texts are some genius level stories not to be interpreted by the meager likes of minds like my own. And this is the same apologetic given to the populace generation after generation. Only the clergy is smart enough to understand this. Only the clergy is allowed to really read this. Because they know if people actually read it, then they couldn't believe in this stupid ass shit. So I've proven once again that the Bible is really stupid, and we're just started. We just got through the first 7 chapters of this really long book. And it's really fucking stupid. As always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi, the Raging Atheist. This is The Rage. If you like these videos, hit the thumbs up. Share them on your social media, as it is the only way this channel will grow. YouTube's algorithm is butchering me right now, is butchering us, and we are not getting out there. So the only way we will get out there is if you share these videos. I'll see you soon.